Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. Welcome back to the channel for an interview. Haven't done one of these for a long time, so we're going to sit down today with my good friend John, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself, his life story, and about Dumaguete, because he's been here, what is it, 9 years, 10 years?
Yeah, going on 10.
Going on 10 years. So here's the man who knows about Dumaguete. So yeah. Tell us a bit about yourself, John. Where did it all begin?
Oh, thank you. Wait, let me put this out.
Where did it all begin, John? Where are you from, mate?
I am born and raised in The Hague. I was born in Taormina on Sicily. My mother is Italian.
Right, wow.
My father is Dutch, obviously. And yeah, like a month and a half after I was born, we moved the family to The Hague, where I grew up until I was about, 16, I guess.
Is it a nice place, The Hague? I've been there, but some of our viewers might not have been.
The Hague is as good a place as any, I guess. It's a city, so, you know, it's different times.
It's not a very big place, though, is it?
It's one of the bigger cities in the Netherlands. I think number 3 ranked, 4 ranked.
It's not a very big place, though.
Well, cities in the Netherlands are not that big now.
No, I always wondered why the Court of Human Rights and so much is there, but I didn't know it was the third biggest city.
Third, fourth.
Okay.
Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Utrecht.
So you grew up there, and then what did you do when you reached school leaving age? Did you go to university, or did you go straight into work?
No, I enlisted. I actually went to officer school in Breda, and then the thing is how it works. Basically you apply there for a job as an officer in 4 years time, and in those 4 years you do your education, you do your general military training, etc., and specialisms. So I was admitted to that, which was amazing, because there's only there's 10,000 applicants, and they only have 105 spots in my year that I applied.
Mate, that's very impressive.
And then after 8 months, they figured they didn't need that many cadets for the what do you call it? Sorry, mate. For my division. So I was basically let go.
Okay.
So I went to what do you call that? Lower ranked officer school in Hilversum.
Right.
Did my specialisms there, and then I was unfortunate enough to be sent to Yugoslavia under the S4 flag.
Right, okay. So what year was this then we're talking about?
Yeah, early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. Okay. Did you enjoy your time in the military?
At first, yes. Once I got sent off, it wasn't that fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. How long were you in country for?
I did 2 tours, so 2 times 10 months.
Right, okay, so 20 months, that's a long time to be
Yep.
over there. And how long did you serve for altogether?
I want to say 3 years, 3.5.
Okay. And what
So 18 to 21.
What were you actually in? I mean, was it you were like infantryman, or you were...
I was army.
Just army,
Yeah.
You didn't have like a battalion or anything?
I did, but I can't tell you.
Okay. Right. So what did you do after that?
Well, the good thing is for the trajectory that I took is that basically they reimbursed me in university years. So once I got out, I went to the University of Delft to study engineering as a mechanical engineer, and yeah, that's what I did. And the first 2 years were basically free for me.
Right. Okay, so you had tuition fees in those days in the Netherlands?
There is
yeah?
tuition, etc., but you know, with I didn't have to apply for student loans because they paid for my tuition and everything, you know, housing, stuff like that.
I'm surprised by that because at the time it was free in the UK, it was free in Germany. I think it's still free in Germany now, so I just assumed that Holland was free as well. So that was a good deal then you got in terms of the 2 years from the army.
I didn't complain at all. No. I did well.
Did you enjoy uni?
In Delft, not so much. The thing is, I'm good in anything math related, physics, etc. I just don't enjoy it.
That's
so I got my papers. I graduated, became an engineer, got the title of engineer, and I wasn't happy. So I decided to, look for something else to do, and I went to Maastricht in the very south of the Netherlands to study international business. And while I was there, I found out that, the education system is a little bit different. It's more like group-based, a lot of self-learning. And I had so much time left that I decided to do European tax law on the side.
Right.
So that's what I did, and I graduated from that. And
so you went into finance as opposed to engineering?
well, I went into economics at that point. While I was studying, I took a job as a night watchman for a hotel, a night receptionist, and got to know a lot of people, got to meet a lot of people in that hotel chain. And basically after I graduated, they offered me a job as a sales manager.
Okay, nice.
So that was my first real job, I would say.
Okay. And how long did you do that for?
I did that for about 2.5, 3 years. And basically I was groomed, not in a negative way, but I was groomed to be the successor of the hotel manager, the general manager of the hotel, to be a successor basically when he had like 2 years left or something. So I grew from receptionist to sales manager to basically general manager for that.
Nice. And you were enjoying that, were you? I mean, did you see yourself staying there long term, or was it always going to be a
I
stepping
did
stone?
at first because, it was exciting, and, you get to meet a lot of people, you get to meet celebrities, royalty.
It was a nice hotel,
Dutch royalty. It was one of the better ones, yes, definitely. And yeah, I was just lucky, I didn't have to apply for anything. They knew who they were dealing with, and as for me, I threw myself into work. I didn't have a family. I didn't have any other obligations. So my job was starting at 6 in the morning when I came in, and if I was lucky, I got out at midnight.
That's a long day then.
Yeah, but the good thing is, if you work in any, or in my kind of work for hospitality, you make a lot and you don't have time to spend it.
That sounds like a good deal.
So that was a good deal for me, basically, yeah. But eventually I got tired of that as well, and I've been speaking to a friend of mine who was or still is actually a financial advisor, and yeah, that sparked my interest. So I got learning again. I did some courses and basically rolled into finance that way.
So you made the jump. What did you do when you went into finance? You worked for a big company, or you worked for a small company?
No. I started my own company. I found some financial niche work, which is basically make risk assessments reports for investment groups, banks, etc., etc. And that's what I did, and I grew the company from there to what it is now.
Fantastic, mate. It's very impressive. And how long have you been doing that for? I mean, you're still doing it now. So
I'm technically still doing it now. I grew the company from basically a desk, a laptop, and myself to what is now an office with 8 people working. And me working remotely, I guess.
very impressive, very impressive. We've got like some kind of party started next to us. So I'm getting a bit distracted by the noise. So what's that, we're talking 15, 20 years you've had your own business for? Or?
No, I want to say 12.
12, okay.
Well, no, not 12. Before I came here, I was doing it for like 6, 7 years.
Okay. And what made you decide? So you got the job, you got the business started, you turned it into something.
Yes.
And then what you thought, I can work anywhere in the world, I'm going to start travelling, or what was the thought process?
No, traveling was something I always enjoyed doing, you know, and with the limited time I had, you know, I tried to make the most of it. I visited most known European cities, you know, Paris, London, Barcelona, Prague. Obviously, you know, my mother was Italian, so I spent time in Italy all around.
Do you speak Italian?
I speak Sicilian, which is different, but I can understand Italian, but...
I did not know there were two different languages. There you go.
Well, it's a dialect basically, you know, like Welsh or Scottish.
So when did you first move overseas then? Because I know from conversation before you didn't come to the Philippines first, did you?
No, actually, it was a slow time in the business, and I had some time on my hands, so I decided to, you know, make some travels further away outside of Europe. So I went to South America first. I visited Panama, I visited Brazil, Mexico. Oh God, where else did I go? Suriname. Curacao, well, because they were Dutch colonies, yeah.
Go to Suriname, no, I've met.
And basically I ended up, but you know, those were like, you know, week, 2 weeks, something like that. And then I went for the first time into Asia. Vietnam, that's where I first went, the very first trip to Asia. Liked it and wanted to see more. And that's when I ended up in Thailand, and I liked it so much that I decided to, you know, try and live there for an extended period of time.
And still running the business?
While still doing the business, you know, I took on basically an office manager, and my part is not as big as it used to be.
Okay, you got less of a workload. You're making decisions with someone else.
Yeah, I was still working like maybe 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, depending on, you know, what workload they had, and do that online because, you know, it's all server based anyway. So I could connect to my server as long as I had a proper internet connection.
Cool. So how long did you spend in Thailand?
I ended up spending 2.5 years, I want to say. I started out in Bangkok, spent 4 months there, 5 months maybe.
Do you like Bangkok?
Yes, but not for long term.
Okay.
You know, 5 months was enough. You know, I've seen the things that I wanted to see, you know, visited the places around. The first month you're in tourist mode basically, and you know, you want to go here, you want to go there, you want to see it all and everything. And then basically, you know, it was okay. Life was, I want to say it was good, but you know, how do you get it? The crowd gets you, the overcrowding basically.
Yeah, big
you
city,
know, it's
yeah.
a big city, a lot of traffic, you know, it's bad, there's smog, there's and you know, I just wanted something else. Plus I've met a couple of cool people there during my time there, and they were basically digital nomads, and they were talking about going up to Chiang Mai. So when they were there and they were settled, we were still talking, and they asked me like, why don't you come here for a couple of months, try it, see how you like it. The air is cleaner, it's a lot more open space.
Apart from the burning season.
Yeah, well, yeah, but so I went up there to try during the water festival, and yep, and I liked it. So I basically quit the lease in Bangkok and rented an apartment in Chiang Mai.
Nice. I'm just going to say one thing now, because obviously the trouble is I know John, so I know he's not got kids or anything like that, but in case anyone was wondering, obviously you didn't have any children, so you're able to travel.
No.
And I'm assuming you were never married, did that?
No.
Okay, yeah, so that's how John was able to. Normally I would have asked someone that because I didn't know the answer, but anyway,
Right.
So you're still able to do your thing. So you fell in love with Chiang Mai, or is that an exaggeration?
No, it's an exaggeration, but I enjoyed my time there, definitely. The climate is different, it's a lot cooler. A little bit like, Dumaguete versus, I want to say Baguio or something,
Yeah.
where it's, way cooler, way more, less busy. Yeah, it's a relaxing place if you want it to be.
Nice.
It's still a big city, don't get me wrong, but you can escape that and, find some quiet spot if that's what you want. Plus, it was nice to travel around there. It's beautiful up there.
Oh, it is. It's lovely. I much prefer the north to the south.
I do.
How long were you there altogether then? Just a few months?
I want to say 9 months.
Oh God, longer.
Almost a year.
And where did you go after that?
Well, I met someone in Chiang Mai. She was working in one of the many golf courses there, and well, we did the boyfriend-girlfriend thing there for a while. She moved in with me, and then she expressed her wishes to go back to her hometown, which was Pitsanulok.
One of my favourite cities.
Near Phetchabun, where you lived, yeah. So we packed up again, and we left for Pitsanulok, and I bought a house there, and that's what we did.
And how long were you in Pitsanulok for?
Probably the same, 9 months, 10 months. And then, well, it just didn't work out the way I thought it would.
In terms of the relationship or living in Pitsanulok?
No, in terms of the relationship. And, well, we broke up and I ended up being single again, which was fine for me, I had the house, I had basically my whole life there. There was like a small expat community, but we got along okay, so it wasn't anything weird or drama based or whatever. And yeah, so I was living in Pitsanulok, and I was just thinking I'll be there for a while. And then I got word from a friend of mine that I used to know in university, and we kept in touch, but not like a regular thing, but like every 6 months we'd make a video call or whatever. And he told me he was gonna get married to a Filipina, and her hometown is about an hour north up here. She was from Tanhai. So he said, "Listen, I've moved here a year ago. I've built some apartments. Why don't you come over here for the wedding, and stay in one of my apartments?" Which is what I did. So I ended up in Tanhai and attended the wedding, obviously, and stayed in one of his apartments. And I said, man, I like this, this is nice, this is different. It's an island, so that's different from the whole Thailand thing, because that's all mainland. And yeah, I decided I wanted to try and live here.
See that surprises me, because I love Thailand. But I'm happy here as well now. But if I'd moved to Tanhai, because there's not a lot in Tanhai, so I mean, it's a very small town. For those who don't know,
but
it's about, was it an hour from here?
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour. Well, if you drive for an hour. If I drive, it's 40 minutes.
But what was it that you because I know you moved there after that. What was it that you preferred about the Philippines compared to Thailand? Was it just the island aspect, or?
It was just a change of scenery, I guess. You know, I don't know how that is for other people, but for me, you know, when a relationship falls apart and stuff, you know, you start thinking like, okay, you want to start over, or at least I want to start over fresh.
I'm the same.
I bought the house, but you know, that didn't hurt me or anything, so I basically just locked up the door, told to the watchman that watched over the compound there, like, you know anybody that can, you know, regularly come check if the house is still okay, and I just packed up my clothes and left initially from the Netherlands. This was after the wedding, right? After I've stayed in Tanhai. Well, during my time in Tanhai, we regularly came to Dumaguete.
Right.
Because, you know, like you said, Tanhai is not a very big place. There's not a lot to do. There were some things to do, but, you know, it's not bustling or anything, and the nightlife is crap. So, you know, and we had some good evenings here in Dumaguete. So I figured, well, if I'm going to move over here, it's definitely going to be Dumaguete and not in Tanhai.
So how long had you been here, or and say in the Philippines, before you decided that you were going to move over here?
I came here in the first time, this is, you know, for the wedding when I was still in Tanhai. That was about 2017, I want to say, and I stayed over there for like maybe two and a half months, and then I went back to the Netherlands to see my father, and, you know, just to regroup, think what am I going to do, what is it what I want, you know. I had the house in Thailand, and I figured, well, stuff it, I'm just gonna try and move to the Philippines and see how I like it there.
And you haven't looked back?
No, I just packed my bag, filled it with some clothes, and went on Facebook Marketplace, found some apartments that were available back then, made some appointments for the day that I would arrive, and had a backup Airbnb just in case I didn't like anything. But yeah, I came to Manila, arrived in Manila, stayed overnight there, took the early flight to Dumaguete. I came here around 9, looked at some apartments, and by, I want to say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was a done deal. I signed the lease, had my apartment, which was completely empty because I didn't want a furnished apartment. And, well, that was it. I had my place to stay here, and basically I built it up from there.
Because I know you still live in the same place now, don't you, that you moved into?
I still do live in the same apartment that I've started renting, 8 years ago.
So tell us about Dumaguete then. How has it changed over the last 9 years?
Oh, mate, I don't know where to start. There's a lot of changes that have been going on here. Prices have gone up. The quality of certain things have definitely gone up.
What kind of things are you talking about? Food, that kind of stuff? Or?
Food. There's a lot more choices to be made right now than there was when I first came here. The expat community has grown, definitely.
How much bigger is it now than it was then? Double or?
Yeah, I can't put a number on it, but you know, you maybe it's me, but I run into more expats now than I did back then.
Yeah.
So maybe it's me. It hasn't grown at all, but you know, that's my perception of.
Oh no,
of
it has
how
grown. I've looked at the statistics. It has,
okay.
It has grown.
Right.
I think a lot of that's down to YouTube.
Prices have gone up, you know. Infrastructure has been better since since I first arrived here. There's a lot more being built here. What else? My God.
What about the nightlife? Because a lot of people tell me that the nightlife has never recovered from COVID. It was better before. Is that fair?
It was definitely better before.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a lot more of it.
I want to say no. It's actually for the better. Before, nightlife consisted mainly out of foreigners. You know, if places like the famous Why Not, there was another bar on the just off the boulevard, you know, but they were more frequented by foreigners and their girlfriends or single guys. After COVID, I think the standard of living for the Filipinos here has gone up.
Yeah.
I see more cars driving around. I see more newer motorbikes driving around, and like newer models, right? Compared to what it was before. And you know, the restaurants are being frequented more by, you know, the local people, the Filipinos, which is a good thing. I like that actually.
I like to have a mix as well. I don't like it when it's just.
But it wasn't like that before, or not as much. You know, there were a few people that few locals that you ran into, but not to the extent that it is now.
It wasn't mingling like it is now, which is like a nice mix.
Well, I don't think there's still a lot of mingling, but you know, the client mixture is more like a 50-50 or even a 60-40 local versus foreigner, and it was definitely not the case before that.
Now, I try and explain that on the videos when I'm talking about Dumaguete, because people think we like live in an expat enclave. But realistically, in Dumaguete itself, there's probably only like 2 or 3 places that actually cater specifically for expats. I think everywhere else is just like, it's like, say, a 50-50 mix. I mean, there aren't any particular, you know.
I can't think of any places that cater to just foreigners.
Well, I mean, it's like somewhere like Sideways. You know, it is mainly it's geared for expats. It's a sports bar. You know,
it's grown that way. Yes,
the
for
hideout,
sure.
it's like mainly American food. You know, it's like, you know, it's aiming for kind of that kind of audience.
Oh, but they have their Filipino customers as well.
Well, I'm sure they do, but you know what I'm saying. There are certain places which are obviously aiming for an expat audience, and they'll get a
right.
mix. But they're very few and far between. I mean, Fibber McGee's, for example, it's an Irish bar. I mean, you'll get a mix there.
Yep.
But apart from that, most of the restaurants are like, you know, most of the bars and that, they're Filipino of a high standard, and you get a mix of people going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm always right, John. So, in the time you've been here, I know you've done a lot of travelling. You've been to a lot of islands, a lot of places.
I've crisscrossed all over this island, which is, you know, already because this island is bigger than people think.
Yeah.
Negros in itself is, I think you can spend years here and still find new places.
I think I don't quite know, but I think it's the 4th biggest island in the Philippines. It's either the 4th or the 5th. It's a big island. It is a big island.
Yep.
It is a big island. And have you ever been tempted in all that time to relocate somewhere else in the Philippines?
I have looked at other places for sure. Places like Iloilo, Bohol, Cagayan d'Oro. Where else have I been? Tacloban in Leyte, where they had the shooting just recently. But no, really tempted to leave here and go find some other place to live? No, not really. That never really. I think maybe they were not serious candidates enough, or I am not aware or not familiar enough with the place to really consider moving somewhere else.
And never been tempted to go back to Thailand?
Well, I have been I have gone back. Oh no, to relocate? No.
So what is it then about Dumaguete that you I'm not saying to fall in love with because you pulled me up that with Chiang Mai. What is it about Dumaguete that keeps you here, do you think? I mean, obviously you're in a relationship now, got serious girlfriend.
Well, I've been with Kai Kai for 3 years now, almost. But other than that, you know, it's the way of life. I can be by myself if I want to, and mingle with other people, either local or foreign, when I want to. If I choose, you know, I'm a fan of the quiz, as you know, so you know that's something that I do twice a week, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's
on a Thursday, you have to.
Well, yes, well. But no, it's more like, you know, the thing is here. I've met a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people come and go, but I think it's mostly the people that want to make me stay here. You know, I'm sure I can get a similar apartment or even better somewhere else. The environment is beautiful everywhere, you know. A palm tree is still a palm tree, whether it's here or on any other island. But it's I would say it's partly the community, the expat community and the local community. The variety I have here compared to other places that I visited, and just the pace of life that I'm sure has nothing to do with this place, but you know, I'm able to do it here.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to get caught up in going to another place and having to adjust to whatever is going on there.
And the good news is you don't have to, mate, and we'd be sorry to lose you if you did. Well, I'm going to end the interview here now, because what we're going to do over the coming weeks is I'm going to I'm going to try and restart up that beach bums that I used to do over in the Philippines, and John has agreed to be part of the team. So if you've got any questions for John, or me, or anyone else that's going to be in there, pop them in the comments, because yeah, we're gonna probably make it weekly or fortnightly, where we answer people's questions about Dumaguete, your life in the Philippines, etc. So I'm not gonna, if we weren't going to do that, I'd ask John some of his opinions on why some people last here, why some people don't, you know, what's the best thing, but we'll save that for the beach bums. We're probably going to call it Only Fools and Expats, but I'm not sure yet. But we will have an opportunity to delve into John's wondrous knowledge and experience of the Philippines in the up and coming updates. But yeah, I've got to go to immigration now, so we're going to knock it on the head. But that has been a very, very interesting interview, John.
You're welcome.
Much appreciated, mate. You are a very interesting fellow. And yeah, I'll be interested to see what people say in the comments. So
So am I.
Everyone likes to know what people think about them. But no, yeah, that was a great interview, John. There's a lot of things I did not know about you that I found out. So
you're very
I'm wiser
welcome
than I was before we started. But no, thanks, mate. I appreciate you sitting down with me. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, or whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and be lucky.